So another Andy B 2-minute video, and I still have my cold. Apologies for that. Now, I was thinking about how we give to God stuff. We give him our time, we give him our things, we give him our money. If you go right back to Leviticus and also in Numbers, it talks about the importance of tithing. Tithing, really simply, it's kind of a religious word, really, but it means a tenth. Actually, that's what the word means. And the basic principle was this in the Old Testament days before Jesus, that when you were, for example, a farmer, you would harvest your crops, and the first 10%, the first tenth of your crops would go straight to God. No questions. That's what would go. And God would bless and honor that. And it's really clear. If you give me your tithe, I will bless that. Now, we are not so much post-tithe, but we are post the birth of Jesus Christ. Jesus is still alive today. But how we tithe is different. Tithing, as a principle, has not changed. You still should be giving the first something to God. The difference when we're looking at post-Jesus is it doesn't eradicate the old. He came to fulfill it, not to eradicate or complete it or get rid of it. Actually, tithing is just as important, but we don't give a tenth. Actually, we give gladly of everything that we have. And I was always taught a tenth is a good place to begin and go from there. Don't throw out tithing. Tithing is really important in New Testament and Old Testament times. We're in New Testament times today. Tithing is just as important as it always was, but tithing for you may not be a tenth. That's the only thing that's changed with the birth and the life of Jesus Christ. Now, as a family, we give our Saturdays to God. We live in an amazing home. We have a second reception room. When we're looking for houses, we found very, very few with a second room. So you've got a lounge dining room and another big room. I'm sat in that extra second reception room. It's kind of a nice lounge, but we use it for a different purpose. Now, when we're looking at houses, this is the only house we could physically look at and get. And we were about 4 or 5 hour drive away. So we couldn't, come back and forth lots and lots. We came to the house, we saw it, we liked it, it was what we needed, we went for it. There are complications of this house. It is bigger than we would prefer. But when you have a second reception room, it generally means a bigger house. And this bigger house means that we can give to God this room for what I'm doing right now. Where is God blessing you with something and he's saying, can you just give to me some of what I'm giving to you? We need to be grateful for what God's given us. And New Testament times, we should have glad hearts to give back to God from what he's already given us. Don't just cling on to what he's given you. This is mine. Don't forget to give back to God. It may be a tenth. In our case, it's a seventh. We give the seventh day to God. For him, as a family, this is all we do all day. We spend many, many hours doing Connect Radio. We're doing our own ministry videos. Our tenth, our tithe, is a seventh. That's our time. And that's giving up one of the rooms of the house for this. So what is God asking you to give to him? Where is he asking you to tithe some of your money, some of your time, some of your house? Maybe it's your time for your coffee time on your own. Maybe you're being asked by God to tithe that time, to give that time to ask one of your work colleagues for a coffee instead. To surrender something of what God's given you to bless somebody else. Just a thought.